honor the brave men and women who pay the ultimate price so that we may enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Please join me in welcoming the Mayor of the City of Pasadena, the Honorable Mr. Terry Tornick.
Good morning. Pasadena has more than 2,000 employees, and they are diligent and skilled, and some of them even do dangerous work. But it's only the first responders who put themselves in harm's way on every shift. Today is the day that we recognize that harsh reality. And so I'm grateful to all of you that have joined us here today, and for those that have worked hard to organize this presentation. And I think that it's less than a perfect day, but it's one that is worth coming out for. And so now I will ask you to rise.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
With an invitation to extend this memorial over the police department's lobby after the event is concluded. We have begun our journey in creating our own police gallery, the history of the Pasadena Police Department over 133 years. So today we will be opening that up, and we hope into the future, as we collect more public monies, to expand that, to really define our history and remind us of who we are and where we've been. This police gallery, much like our Police and Fire Memorial, they serve as an everlasting tribute to our fallen heroes and serve as symbols of the importance of public safety. The daily sacrifices by our firefighters and our police officers are critical reminders of the dangers that our communities face. Last year, 163 police officers lost their lives, over 100 firefighters. This year, 43 officers have lost their lives and 19 firefighters. Each one of our fallen heroes were community and family members. Their brave sacrifices serve as the unwavering strength in protecting our great country and the millions of people that come through Pasadena every year. We shall never forget our fallen heroes, nor their commitment and their sacrifices made to their community. It is the police officer with their courage and strength who choose not to run from danger, but decide to run towards it without knowing what they're going to encounter. These protectors will always serve as our beacon of hope and a courage to continue in their memory. President Lincoln, on March 4th, 1865, in front of tens of thousands of people, as he made a commitment and a promise to the military veterans 2 months before the end of the Civil War. He said, "To care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan, by serving and honoring our men and women." This quote serves as a foundation for today's memorial as we continue the legacy in honoring those we have lost and the family of those represented here today. As I close out, I'd like to address the family for a moment. The loss of loved ones will always leave a vacant spot in our heart. No matter how many years go by, there are daily reminders of the tragedy and the impact of losing someone that we love. Continue to be protectors in all that you do. This community depends on your courage to serve, as well as your capacity to be kind, compassionate, and caring to all people. Lastly, above all else, always be safe, and let's take care of this community. So with that, I'd like to
Good morning. On behalf of the Pasadena Fire Department, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here. For their sacrifices. Although these 12 members are no longer with us in the flesh, they are here with us in many ways that we cannot fully describe. For in their death, we have endeavored to become better than we were before. So their tragic situations do not happen again. At times we wonder why firefighters train as often as they train, or why our fire code is so challenging, or why we perform recurring building inspections, or why we have the tools, equipment, and fire trucks, or other items that we have. At times we wonder these things. Well, I can assure you that every single thing that we do, day in and day out, is for the purpose of preventing another loss of life amongst our personnel as well as the community that we serve. For instance, thanks to our city manager, this has driven the remarkable staff that we have to design a fire engine that will help us greatly reduce the presence of carcinogens in our workspaces. Thanks to our city leaders, this new vehicle is expected to be in service later this year, and it will provide service for many years to come. So for the families we are honoring here today, we hope you gain some comfort in knowing that your loved one's ultimate sacrifice has made our department much better, and that they are continuing to significantly impact the health and safety of our firefighters in ways they probably could have never imagined. And we will always be with you.
Attention to roll call. Motorcycle Patrolman John T. Sled, end of watch, 1909. Patrolman Clarence E. Peck, end of watch, 1911. Detective James A.
farther back. You lose the first guy. Yeah, exactly.
Detail! With a magazine of blank ammunition! Load! Ready! Aim! Fire! Ready! Aim! Fire! Ready! Aim! Fire!
Good morning. My name is Brian Frieders and I serve as the Deputy Fire Chief for the Fire Department. I'd like to introduce, for your listening pleasure, the Pasadena High School Choir. People standing behind you in uniform have dedicated their lives to the protection of you. Some of the people have been sacrificed. Today we celebrate them. Heroes, legends, friends, colleagues that we'll never forget. We're living their legacy. And our charge to our folks is not to leave a legacy, but to live a legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're a firefighter and a police officer, it's not a job, it's a calling. It's a calling because we know the importance of public service. This selfless act, what we call employment, makes sure that this community is safe. 100% of the time, every day. We have a feeling as firefighters and public servants and police officers that perhaps our lives have absolutely nothing to do with us, but everything to do with you. I'm incredibly proud to stand before you as a member of this organization, as a member of this city. I want to thank the mayor, the council, the city staff for being here today to recognize the importance of today. And to the families, the word grateful just isn't enough. But we are incredibly grateful for your sacrifice of your loved ones. I can assure you, as the chief said, that we've made significant
sacrifice. Please stand so that their lives can be honored at this moment. We thank each of you for standing on their behalf, and we thank you for their lives. You may be seated. This song, God Bless America, when thinking about what can we do with all the chaos in the world around us, what can we do? Well, the one thing we can do is pray. God bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with fire.
Police badge. I'm proud to work for this city, and I thank you all for being here today. That concludes our ceremony.
Anytime, sir?
Yes, so what you see here today is the beginning of what's going to be the police gallery. It will chronicle 133 years of policing in this city. This is just the infancy of building the gallery out, but all this hard work, all this design, really we're fortunate for the work of Commander Jason Costin, who's put his heart and soul into building this. And in conjunction with the Police and Fire Memorial today, we think it was appropriate for this day to honor our past heroes who have lost their lives. And this is the 50th year since the loss of life of Officer Richard Morris. So it's appropriate for us to have him, for his family, to see this today, who are here with us, to examine all the artifacts and to look at our history and how much it means, not only to us as a police department, but also to the community. About public safety is really, it's a holistic approach to safety for everybody, not just the police department. So we hope people enjoy this. The grand lobby here is a fantastic place. It will also be open up very soon. We're hoping by the end of summer that it'll be open again for business, for the public to come in and see these artifacts and our history, as well as conduct business here at the front lobby. So we thank you for asking about that.
Thank you for explaining about the museum. Just give us an overview, please.
So what this, we're calling it a gallery right now, and about a year ago, a retired employee who had some old artifacts from an old police station back that was on Royal Parkway back in the, the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. He had retired, and he had taken things that were like hung up signs and old wall mounts when the building was being cannibalized, and he was also a collector of police artifacts. So he was able to come in and he basically gave all these artifacts to the police department, and at that time the chief had a vision to build out a museum or a gallery. So just by luck, I happened to be in a city building one time, and I found some of these cabinets that were being thrown away. We repurposed them, and we were able to, find out we had a bunch of old artifacts ourselves through historical projects that we've done over the years. And there was a room that we basically cleaned out, and after cleaning them out, we found a bunch of old items, such as over 100,000 negatives of film and about 50,000 pictures and old awards, old plaques, old documentation that documented the history of the police department, to include budget finance reports from the 1920s, and I believe the oldest document we have is from 1904. We also have a Pasadena Police Relief Association booklet that was actually printed in 1915. It's on display here, but it also gives the history of how the police department started, and it runs up to 1915 with all the police officers that were on patrol. Today we're honoring Officer Richard Morris, who was shot and killed in the line of duty in 1969. He was doing an investigation in Altadena. He was a plainclothes officer, and an assailant fired shots at him through a door, which fatally injured him. We're also honoring Clarence Peck, who was killed in 1911 when he and his partner were trying to put out a fire. His partner dropped his revolver, and the revolver was able to, it discharged accidentally, and the partner was shot in the leg, and Mr. Peck was shot, and he succumbed to his injuries a few days later. So we have some memorabilia in their honor, along with an old gun belt from 1931 that the officers used to wear, and their equipment was only a revolver, a set of handcuffs, and extra magazine of bullets, and that's all they really carried. But today, compared to today's gun belt, which is probably closer to another 20 pounds heavier, with all their de-escalation equipment and tasers and pepper spray and batons and handcuff cases, so you can see what the comparison is, what it was then and what it is today. But we also have a bunch of old artifacts on display, old model police cars, and pictures and the medals that we honor officers and civilians with who are doing work in our community, and it's a preview of what's to come. So, moving forward, we're going to not spend any city money to get this endeavor done. We're relying on hopefully partnering up with community members and getting donations that would be donated to the Pasadena Police Foundation on behalf of the gallery build out. So I think this enables us to honor not just our past, but move us into the future in a positive manner for the morale of the employees and all the respect for the families that have lost loved ones along the way.